And we're back here at Hoggy's right here in 830 Bethel Road. I'm Josh Cassinger with Blake Biscardi and my partner in crime on the Bunch of Nuts podcast, Dan Smyth. We're with Coach Jack Johnson and Blake. Coach Jack Johnson just wrote a book, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. Guys, this is Coach Johnson's new book. It's called Champion in Life. Coach, first of all, congratulations on getting this book released. I know this is a power-packed book, Life Lessons for Becoming a Winner. Coach Tressel did the foreword to this. I know this is very special to you. What inspired you to write this book, Champion in Life?
I guess it all started with me collecting a lot of quotes. I collected quotes, and I used those quotes a lot of times in my coaching. I had the Bible study group looked at these quotes and thought you ought to have a book with those. And I said, well, I am not a book writer. I'm questionable being a coach, let alone writing a book. But these quotes then led my care group and Bible study group to come up with maybe some stories that matched those quotes. I did, and then I shared those stories with your dad. Dominic looked at these quotes and the stories and said, this deserves a book. So we then started talking about the stories and how we come about the stories, and that's how the book started. That was 2.5 years ago. He convinced me that maybe we ought to make a book.
So, Coach, what is in this book, and who is this book for?
The book is for anybody that is struggling in life, anybody that seems to have lost hope, anybody who is getting beat up in life, somebody who's discouraged, and they question, why in the world am I here? This book is for somebody who wants to turn their life around, somebody who wants to realize that God has created them for a purpose and there's a reason for them to be here. God did not make us to be average. He made us to be champions. He's given us a purpose and a reason for living. So it's for those people that are tired of being beaten up in life and wants to find some way to get out. One of the quotes that I had was from a person who said that I have lived. I lived for 70 some years and found myself never having lived. And that what we think there, that he was talking about never fulfilling a bucket list. But that's not what he was talking about. He was talking about living a life of significance. And how do we do that? Well, this book tells you a little bit of how to live a life of significance. When you do something that is meaningful and uplifting to somebody else, you had just done something eternal. That book gives you some ideas of how you can learn how to live, how to become a champion in life, know your purpose, and live life with a lot of hope.
Coach, this is a really powerful book, and I know having you as a coach has been something that's extremely special to all of your players. And now what you get to do is, for those of us, or for those out there who did not get a chance to play for you, this is almost like we're getting a chance to play for you. You're going to coach us through this book. What in this book specifically, what is the most important part of this book to you?
I think probably the most important thing is to understand that God loves us so much, and He has created us to be victors, not victims. And He has given us unique skills and abilities that we can all be champions. we have gotten to the point where we think we need to live a life of comfort. Anytime somebody says, "I just want to be comfortable," that is a lie. Anybody who wants to be comfortable, they have lost their desire to dream, to move forward. That that is one of the biggest lies I think we have in our society. To just live a life of comfort. That destroys your dream. That destroys your desire. We need to have issues in our life. We need to have struggles in our life. When I was coaching the kids in weightlifting, when I have the kids come into the weight room, I want them to get to the point where they add weight. Nobody has ever progressed in strength by lifting the same weight over and over and over. You got to have a struggle. You got to add weight. You got to have some resistance. And trying to live a life of comfort destroys your dreams. We need to have struggles in our life. That grows our faith, and that grows us to be victors, and that grows us to be champions.
Coach, I have two more questions for you. One is going to be about the book. One is going to be about the book. I asked you this question when Cass and I were calling the Pickerington North Central game at halftime in our interview, and I said, you have a lot of titles in your life. You have dad, you have son, you have coach, you have mentor, so many of them. But why is coach your favorite title?
I think coach, the title coach means that you have gotten involved with the person's life. You become a part of that person. You're not only teaching them skills and abilities. You're becoming a person who will stand beside them and fight through their struggles and help them with their battles. Life will knock you down, and it's not that life will knock you down. It's what you do when you're down. Who's going to help you up? How are you going to get up? That's what a coach does. A coach picks you up when somebody knocks you down. A coach encourages you to fight and never quit and never give up. And that's what a champion does. A champion will not quit, never give up, and will try to do their best all the time. They just never will give in.
Coach, finally, Ohio State's playing Michigan on Saturday. We're talking about being a champion. Ohio State wants to be the first team in school history to become back-to-back national champions. But something this team has done, they've won a national championship, but they've not beaten Michigan. They've not won the Big Ten. What is your prediction for this game on Saturday?
Looking at Ohio State and watching them play, this could be one of the best teams that Ohio State's ever put on the field. They are absolutely outstanding. My prediction is that going into this game, especially this game, it doesn't make any difference about how many games you've won and what rewards you've already received, and it's all about your heart. This game is a game of heart, like no other game. The team that has the biggest heart and plays with the biggest heart is going to win the game, and that's what you're going into this game about. Everybody's got good kids. Everybody can play hard, but they've got to play with a lot of heart. Last year, their ground game was awful. I don't think they got 100 yards last year. I guarantee they're going to get 100 yards this year, rushing. They're ready to play, and those kids are going to play with a lot of heart. I think they're going to blow Michigan up.
Oh yeah, let's go. All right, we're going to take one quick last commercial break, pay some bills, bring Brandon back on there, Coach. Thank you for coming on the inaugural Silver Bulletin show here live at Hoggy's, 830 Bethel Road. And we're going to bring in Brandon Bowen back on, and we're going to talk about the game on Saturday right